Drake versus Kendrick. 10 jaw-dropping facts about hip-hop's biggest feud. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most talked-about beefs in hip-hop history, the legendary feud between Drake and Kendrick Lamar. These two rap giants have been throwing subtle and not-so-subtle shots at each other for years. And today, we're counting down 10 jaw-dropping facts about their beef that you might not know. So let's get into it. Our story begins back in 2013 with Kendrick Lamar's verse on Big Sean's Control. This wasn't just any verse, it was a lyrical assault on the entire rap game. Kendrick called out everybody, including Drake, saying he was coming for their spots. Naturally, the whole hip-hop world was waiting to see how Drake would respond. This wasn't just some petty rap beef. This was about who was gonna sit on the throne of hip-hop. Kendrick had thrown down the gauntlet, and everybody knew it. The tension was thick, and the fans were eating it up. This Control verse wasn't just a diss. It was a declaration. Fast forward a few months to the 2013 BET Hip Hop Awards. Kendrick used his time on the mic to turn up the heat on Drake. He dropped a freestyle with lines like, "Nothing's been the same since they dropped Control." Now, what album did Drake drop that same year? Nothing Was the Same. Coincidence? I don't think so. Kendrick knew exactly what he was doing. He was playing chess, not checkers, and the whole hip-hop world was watching. The BET cypher became legendary, solidifying this feud as one for the history books. It was clear this wasn't going away anytime soon. Drake, being the calculated dude that he is, waited for the perfect moment to strike back. He knew that timing was everything in the rap game, and he wasn't about to waste his shot. The tension had been building for a while, and fans were eagerly anticipating his next move. And strike back he did, on his track, The Language. This wasn't just any track. It was a masterclass in subtlety and precision. Every line was crafted to hit hard without being overtly aggressive. He didn't call Kendrick out by name, but the message was loud and clear. The rap community knew exactly who he was talking about, and the indirect approach only added to the intrigue. Lines like, "I don't know why they've been lying, but your shit is not that inspiring," had everyone saying, "Ooh, Drake went there." It was a bold move, and it set the stage for what was to come. This is where the feud really got interesting. It wasn't just about who could drop the hardest diss track anymore. It was about who could play the game better, who could outsmart the other with clever wordplay and hidden messages. It wasn't just about diss tracks anymore. It was about subliminals, about who could land the most calculated jabs. The stakes were higher, and both artists knew that every word mattered. The fans were glued to their seats, dissecting every lyric for clues about the state of the beef. Social media was ablaze with theories and interpretations, making the feud not just a battle between two artists, but a cultural phenomenon that everyone wanted to be in. Fast forward to the 2014 Grammy Awards. Kendrick Lamar's Good Kid, May Aid City was nominated for Best Rap Album, up against Drake's Nothing Was the Same. Everyone thought Kendrick had that award in the bag, but when they opened that envelope, guess whose name they read? Drake's. You could feel the tension in the air. Kendrick tried to play it cool, but you could see a flicker of something in his eyes. Drake knew he'd just added fuel to the fire. This wasn't just about a Grammy anymore, it was about respect. In a 2014 Rolling Stone interview, Kendrick dropped a few gems that had everybody talking. He talked about rappers who weren't authentic, who were using ghostwriters. At the time, Drake was caught up in some ghostwriting accusations himself. Kendrick never mentioned Drake by name, but it was clear who he was talking about. He was questioning Drake's whole come-up, implying that he wasn't as real as he portrayed himself to be. This wasn't just a diss. It was a strategic attack on Drake's credibility. The ghostwriting accusations against Drake were already causing a stir, but Kendrick's comments added fuel to the fire. In 2015, Drake dropped 6 p.m. in New York, a track that was basically one big subliminal shot at Kendrick. He had lines like, "You rappin' like you're supposed to be aggressive. I'm just here for the progression." These words were more than just lyrics. They were a direct challenge. Drake was saying Kendrick was trying too hard, that his music was all bark and no bite. It was a bold statement, questioning Kendrick's authenticity. It was a subtle diss, but it landed perfectly. Fans and critics alike couldn't stop talking about it. Drake knew how to get under Kendrick's skin, and he wasn't afraid to use their rivalry to fuel his own creative fire. He thrived on the tension, using it to push his own boundaries and elevate his music. The fans, of course, ate it up. They loved the drama, the back and forth, the constant one-upmanship. Every time you thought the feud had died down, one of them would drop a track or do an interview that would reignite the flames. It was a never-ending cycle, a game of lyrical chess that kept everyone on their toes. The feud wasn't just about music, it was about legacy, respect, and the ever-present quest for the throne in the hip-hop world. In 2015, Kendrick dropped King Kunta, a track off his critically acclaimed album, To Pimp a Butterfly. He had this line, "I can dig rappin', but a rapper with a ghostwriter? What the fuck happened?" Kendrick was calling Drake out for not being a real MC, for relying on other people to write his rhymes. It was a bold move, a direct shot at Drake's credibility as an artist. The hip-hop world went nuts. This wasn't just a subliminal anymore. This was a full-on lyrical assault. Kendrick was putting Drake on blast, challenging him to step up and prove himself. In 2016, Drake's Summer 16 tour was not just about the music. It was about sending a message. This tour was a spectacle, a grand display of his artistry and his strategic mind. Fans noticed that Drake was timing certain lyrics to coincide with Kendrick's hometown shows. It was a subtle yet powerful move, a way to keep the audience on their toes and the media buzzing. He'd pause right before a line that could be interpreted as a diss, letting the beat ride, letting the tension build. The crowd would hold their breath, waiting for what came next, creating an electric atmosphere. Drake wasn't explicitly calling Kendrick out, but he was playing with the audience, with the media, with Kendrick himself. It was a masterclass in showmanship and psychological warfare. He was keeping the rivalry alive, even when they weren't on the same stage. The empty stage after his performance was a testament to the lingering tension and anticipation. This was Drake at his most strategic. Every move, every pause, every lyric was calculated to perfection. He was not just performing. He was orchestrating a narrative. The narrative was clear. The Drake and Kendrick rivalry was far from over. Each performance, each lyric, each pause was a chapter in their ongoing saga. It was like a game of cat and mouse, with each artist trying to outdo the other. The fans were divided, the media was hooked, and the rivalry was more alive than ever. In 2017, Kendrick released The Heart Part 4, a track that sent shockwaves through the hip-hop world. He had this one line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, "I am the greatest rapper alive." Kendrick was staking his claim, putting himself at the top of the rap game. People thought he was taking shots at Drake. Drake was at the top of his game commercially, but Kendrick was coming for that critical acclaim. He was saying, "I'm the best, and don't you forget it." This wasn't just a diss, it was a statement. Kendrick was ushering in a new era, one where he was the undisputed king of hip-hop. So, where do things stand today between Drake and Kendrick? Well, it's complicated. They haven't exactly squashed the beef, but they're not exactly going at it like they used to. It's more like a Cold War now, with both artists keeping their distance but always aware of the other's moves. They're both at the top of their game, but there's still that underlying tension. Every now and then, you'll hear a line in a song or see an interview that hints at the old beef. But for the most part, they're both focused on their own careers, on building their legacies. And there you have it, 10 jaw-dropping facts about the Drake versus Kendrick Lamar feud. What do you think? Will we see another round between these two rap titans, or is the beef finally squashed? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update from us. Until next time, peace.